document, 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 okay? Posted a video earlier, I accidentally went to go re-edit it, deleted it completely, so let's try this again. I have to document everything when it comes to covert psychological abuse. I am not kidding when I say you need to be writing down journal entries of interactions you've had, of weird things you've noticed, if you have emails or certain things that can be used later to back up what you were claiming. Add those onto a disk drive, into the cloud. You can print them out and put them in a binder. Keep everything. It's going to save you in the long run. But what I do want to especially stress is if you're somebody that has been going through something for a really long time in terms of covert psychological abuse, whether it's coercive control, whether it's financial abuse, whether it's restriction or sabotage in terms of work, relationships, all these different areas of life, right? I have been seeing a lot of hummingbirds, and especially today, I've seen them multiple times, and I don't have a hummingbird feeder. I've never seen hummingbirds even in this area where I live. So just keep that in mind. While hummingbirds may look fragile, right? They live under extraordinary physical demands. Their rapid metabolism, constant feeding needs, and in some cases, long migrations make them strong symbols of endurance, persistence, and survival through difficult conditions. You are extremely resilient, and you are able to endure some pretty intense stuff that, while it sucks, I've been through my own period of, I absolutely hate being called strong. I hate being called resilient. I hate it. I just want it to be over and done with so I can finally hit this level of peace. These are traits and things that you should be extremely proud of yourself for having, and the hummingbird is the reminder of that. They're also a huge encouragement sign that difficult times are ending and healing is beginning, which I have a feeling that, considering the timeline we are on collectively, I have a feeling you're already hitting that healing point, right? Because your adaptability is insane, right? A hummingbird is rarely still for long, yet its movements are controlled rather than chaotic. So from the outside looking in, it just looks like chaos, right? People don't know why you're all of a sudden just dropping folks, or you're blocking people for your peace, or you're moving away from situations where you can clearly tell something funky is going on. With the hummingbird, it adjusts quickly, changes direction with precision, and responds instantly to its environment. Your sense of feeling what's under the surface, your ability to read energetically, like, hey, something's weird here, spot on. Symbolically, this is why many people connect hummingbirds with flexibility, quick recovery, and the ability to adapt during change. When I say you are somebody that is extremely resilient, I am not kidding. And not in the way where it's just like, oh, let me placate you and blow smoke up your ass. No, the things that we as a collective have been going through, because I've noticed if you talk to people and you take the time to sit down and you listen to folks' story, 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up noticing that there's like a theme, right? Certain people have themes. And when I say that, especially lately, I have been meeting people who have gone through so many similarities to the things that I have gone through in terms of just severe psychological abuse, severe neglect, severe emotional abuse, severe mental abuse, some physical abuse, some sexual abuse. Like, you would be shocked if you took the time to sit down. Not a lot of our experiences aren't singular, right? Energetically, I believe that energy is like a tether. We are all energetically connected in some form or fashion. But here's the thing, there's different levels of energy connection. So that's why you're going to notice certain predatory types tend to connect with other predatory types. They are on that same energetic frequency. People that are neurodivergent may tend to connect better with other people, and they meet more people that are like them because of that same energetic thing. And now here's the thing, depending on your situation and whether you are somebody that is more socially isolated, these things, it may feel harder to connect with others and see like, oh, it's not just me going through this, there's other people that have gone through something similar. At the end of the day, there's always going to be somebody out there who has gone through something similar, if not almost identical to the things that you've gone through. And I have noticed that there's a huge collective that are going through the same similarities in terms of dealing with really abusive people in their life, unnecessary monitoring of everything. Whether it's watching you on cameras, hacking into your stuff, hacking into phones, Alexa devices, you name it, right? On top of the psychological warfare tactics to put you in such a heightened state that you end up, crushing under the pressure, and you could either end up institutionalized, you could end up in the legal system, you could end up even worse, like no longer being here. That's a thing. And unfortunately, it's been very rough for a lot of people. But I think with the fact that this message has been coming out about documenting everything, right? Like the start of this video, your documentation skills and your ability to keep track of everything is going to be the thing that saves you in the long run. Okay? It may not feel like it, especially if you're somebody who has been documenting for years, asking for help for years, and you feel like nobody listens to you or you get ignored or whatever. If there's one thing about me, I have grotesque optimism in things always working out how they are supposed to. So even when I feel like, oh, this is just not, there's no reason for me to keep this, it's just a sick reminder, 555 on my clock, that's transformation, change, big dramatic upheaval. By you doing these things, right, and you constantly sticking to it, and you're still documenting, you're writing in your journal, you're keeping track of things, and now it doesn't have to be in chronological order either. That's another thing. It does not need to be in chronological order. Eventually, because there is such a thing as a digital footprint, and there is such a thing as people leaving breadcrumbs of their behaviors, eventually, it's going to catch up. You're going to get some form of justice, whether it's they eventually have to leave you alone because they recognize, like, oh, this person isn't stupid, and if I keep poking and poking and poking, I'm going to get caught up in something I don't want to get caught up in. Whether it's simple as that, or, they do have actual ramifications of the things that they've been engaging in. Either way, it's eventually going to cool down and stop, and the hummingbird is a massive reminder of that, okay? Just keep holding on. And another thing about the hummingbird, they're extremely present in everything they do, right? There's a intense mindfulness there, because they have to be so mindful in their own flight patterns, right? Because they can fly backwards, they can do all these kind of crazy things that most birds cannot. There's a level of just presence there. Find the small things that keep you grounded, keep you in a very calm state, and lean heavily into those. Whether it's reading books, you're into dancing, you like art, you like tarot, you enjoy movies, and personally limit the screen, but go on hikes, go sit by the ocean, go on picnics, learn bird watching and the different species. You could even, my favorite thing is to download a plant identifier and walk around and identifying local plants and learning what is edible and what is not. You can go mushroom picking. I could go on and on. There's so many things that we as people can be doing to keep ourselves grounded and in the moment. And while all this stuff is very heavy, it's not easy and it sucks to deal with. It is not fun, okay? Stay calm, stay logical, know your rights, what people can and cannot do. If you ever have doubt, look up the Board of Ethics for whatever the situation is, whether it's, behavioral health, nursing, whether it's law, property management. Doesn't matter. There's a Board of Ethics for everything, for contractors, for realtors, you name it. Learn the rules, the rights, everything, and trust that. When you get ganged up on, remind yourself that if there's threats, a lot of times it's empty threats to scare you into compliance. And one thing about me, I have a little bit of PDA going on. I don't like being told what to do, so it doesn't matter how many people gang up on me. If I know I'm right, I'm sticking to it. You're not gonna bully me into shit. You know what I mean? Which I feel like you're probably the same. So stay optimistic, keep documenting, and just find moments where you can have peace and happiness, because I have a feeling you're almost there, my friend.